Bob, welcome to our show.
Thanks so much.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. So first question, tell us a little bit about Executives in Motion.
Hey, Alex, thank you for asking me that. I'm the founder of Executives Motion. We call it EIM for short. And I'd be pleased to tell you all about it. Basically, Executives in Motion is a membership organization and a networking platform that is geared to provide executives and senior level professionals who are in transition with networking connections and a whole set of tools to help them in their search. The reason that we do this is to help them every way that we can to make their transition easier, faster, and hopefully more valuable. And here are 4 ways that we think that we help through benefits. The first way is that if you're a member of Executives Motion, you'll find networking to be easier. A lot of networking contacts, people who are at senior level, always at senior level, and who have said and are willing to speak with you and help you. We ask that you be willing to help them as a member. Also, as a member, you'll find that you are getting more interviews than you would otherwise, and there'll be jobs that will be jobs that you're interested in, for whom you're qualified. And also, third, once you get those interviews, you'll find that you can get beyond the first interview to the job offer more frequently because of the tools that are provided by Executives in Motion. And then finally, if you really do want to consider business as an opportunity, we have a bunch of tools and contacts available to help you find out everything that you can find out and do the right kind of analysis if you're interested in business ownership. So the bottom line is, if you're a member, we can help you hopefully increase the speed with which you get situated and increase the value of whatever happens for you next in your career. The cost is $20 a month, but you can also pay $180 for an entire year. And that's Executives in Motion in a nutshell. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk to me about that or ask me questions about it?
Yeah, one of the things you talked about was the tools, and I happened to look around the Executives in Motion website a little bit. One of the items, or one of the tools I thought that was really interesting, is the video bio. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it helps a person with their networking or with interviewing?
Well, let me give you an example. I was at a networking meeting recently, and an individual presented them to the other people who were there. And when you went to their LinkedIn to take a look, it was very difficult to pick apart who they actually were and what it is that they offer to an employer and what kind of job that they're interested in from the LinkedIn profile. And a video bio, which is available to any member of Executives in Motion, it's part of the membership, allows you to put together in one very easy, well-designed format, not only videos of you talking very much like I'm talking right now, on who you are and what you want, but also you can have little spotlight videos if you want to talk about your background in a particular industry or your background in a particular function. And lastly, of course, you can combine it with your resume and any other documentation that you might want to have, and you can even have links onto URLs that might be helpful. And of course, you can have testimonials, and you can have references all there. Now, the reason that that's so good is that you can not only put a link to it in your profiles, but every time you send out a piece of communication that is digital, you can put a link to this video bio in that communication, and when someone clicks on it, they'll not only have a way that they can communicate back to you very easily, but they also will have a very good, sound, and thorough idea of who you are, what your value is, and what kind of things that you're interested in knowing about. So no one will ever come back to you and say to you, "Gee, I never really understood all the things that you were capable of doing, or even what kind of job you were interested in." No one will be able to say that because you're telling them in a very powerful video bio exactly who you are and what kinds of value you bring and what kind of jobs and positions you're interested in.
Interesting. I saw an example of one of the video bios, and it looked tremendous. I mean, and as you said, there's so much additional information that a person can get off of the video bio page. I found it to be extremely interesting.
Yeah, it's
So
fairly easy to put together.
Mhm.
It's all done from your laptop or your smartphone. Most people can put this together in half an hour to an hour max, and it's a tool that you can use to communicate uh, in your job search in a way that you cannot do with any other tool that I've ever seen.
Now you said about the video recordings. Now, somebody who's not exactly technically savvy like me, is it easy for me to record my videos?
Well, I'm not technically savvy at all, and I've done it. And pretty much it's just like this. You click on something, your face pops up, and you talk. Hi, I'm Bob Kaufman. I was a vice president of finance for such and such corporation. I worked for 15 years for them. I was responsible for this and this and this. I've got expertise in these particular areas. I'm interested in jobs that might do this and that. If you have a particular series of companies you're interested in, you can say so, but you can also attach a one sheeter that can tell someone all the different companies that are on your target list. And that'll all be part of your video bio. Really, it's very, very simple to do.
Wonderful. I mean, it looks like a fantastic tool that people can use. I think it's a great value add for you. One
Thanks,
of
I
the
appreciate it.
Yeah, one of the other items that I looked at was the interview practice module. So, can you tell us a little bit about how that helps a job seeker when they're looking for a position?
Well, you can use it in a bunch of different ways. What it is again a video tool where you do video recordings on your laptop or on your smartphone, and it can be used in a number of different ways. Let's say that you just want to practice your elevator pitch, so that when you stand up in front of a bunch of people, you're very polished and very crystal clear in who you are and what you want to accomplish. You can practice that and look at what you've said and see yourself talking, and you can retape and retape and retape until you're absolutely happy with what you've got, so that when you're actually standing up in front of people or in one-to-one in a networking meeting, you're going to be in control of what you're saying and how you're saying it. In addition to that, there's more and more what are called one-way interviews, where a company will say, we're interested in talking to you, but before we do, we'd like you to answer these 5 questions on your laptop and send it back to us.
Mhm.
Well, most people just answer the questions as they've said, but with our system, with the video-based interview practice tool, you can actually practice each one of those answers until you're absolutely happy with it. Then you answer the question for the potential employer. In addition to that, let's say you're going into an interview and you know that there might be 2 or 3 questions that are particularly difficult, and they might be generally a difficult question, or they might be specific to that employer. You can again answer those questions on the video-based interview practice tool and do it over and over and over again until you're happy with it. You can even send it to a peer group or to a career coach and get their critique of it, so that by the time you're asked that question in an interview, you're on top of your answer and you're crystal clear, not only in what you're saying, but how you're saying it. Does that make sense to you?
It does, and I mean, I think it's wonderful not just to get that instantaneous feedback to yourself, because a lot of times when you're giving your answer, it's not just what you say, but it's how you say it and how you present it. And I think it's great to be able to get that instantaneous feedback, and then be able to, as you had said, to be able to send that video to people in a peer group or to an executive coach to get their feedback on it as well. Because I think that the tighter and more fluent that you are in your answer, it's just going to give you a better leg up in your interview. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
we're excited about it. I mean, most people when they're practicing for an interview, either just read over stuff that they've written or they practice in front of a mirror. This is 2, 3 steps more advanced than that, and it's very helpful.
Okay. So one other tool that I saw that I found to be really interesting, and I think this is really appropriate with what's going on in the world of sending out resumes nowadays, is the JobScan tool that you have. Can you tell us a little bit about JobScan and what people need to do as far as really customizing a resume to be able to send it out for a job application?
So first of all, at the level that our members are, approximately 70 to 80% of the jobs are not listed. And so that's an important thing to know. You should use all the tools that we give you to enhance your marketing of yourself and your networking. 70% of the jobs are going to be there, but 30% or so will be listed on job boards. And if you want to put a resume in for that, you're going to have to pass what's called the applicant tracking system that's part of that. How do you do that? Well, the JobScan Premium tool allows you to download the job description, download your resume, and they will give you recommendations of how to alter your resume and highlight specific keywords that will increase your chances of getting past that applicant tracking system, which is just a piece of artificial intelligence, and getting to actual decision makers at the company. And by the way, Alex, it does the same thing for your cover letter, and it does the same thing for your LinkedIn profile. So if you want to scan your LinkedIn profile and have it match particular job that's representative of what you're looking for, it will show you how to emphasize keywords in your LinkedIn profile to make it more likely that people will find you on a search. And that's JobScan Premium, and you have unlimited availability to do so as a member of Executives in Motion. And we're happy to say that system would cost you $30 a month if you bought it directly from JobScan, but it's wrapped into the Executives in Motion membership, which cost is only $20 per month at this time.
See, that to me, that just sounds like it's a great value right off the top. I mean, that on top of all of the networking tools that you have, one of the things, and you had mentioned a couple minutes ago, I thought that was a great point, is because when you could be God, see, I'm losing words here, most qualified person for a position, and if your resume doesn't match the job description, that automatic tracking system you were talking about will kick out your resume. So I think being able to customize a resume and have an unlimited amount of resumes, so that way I can have a different type of resume for every job that I'm going for, just going to give me that leg up on my competition. So
most people find that when they put in resumes on a job board, the number of actual responses they get is fairly minimal. There's a tremendous chance, and there's a great history of people using JobScan and greatly increasing the number of opportunities they get to actually interview for the job they're interested in. Now, the other tools that we have are what's going to help you make that interview an acing interview, get to the second interview, the third interview, finally get to the offer. That's the idea of Executives in Motion, is to get you to the offer as quickly as possible and to make the job that you finally land as valuable as possible.
that's awesome. So I appreciate your time. And one more question to ask you, and we talked about the video bio, and I know it's great for networking, but what are some other networking components that you have within the Executives in Motion application? Because we all know how effective that networking is in finding a new job. What are some of the other things in regards to networking that Executives in Motion offers?
Thanks for asking. Well, let me tell you that we have a membership directory. So that means that every single person who becomes a member of Executives in Motion has been screened that they have at least 10 years of experience, and they have experience at a directorship level or above. all the way through C-level. Every single person who joins agrees in writing that they are going to be help to other people, and you will do the same. So when you see someone that you would like to network with, and my opinion is you should at least make a contact with one person a day. Okay, do a little short interviewing introduction with them over the phone or over Skype or over FaceTime. Okay, these people are willing to talk to you, and they're willing to help you, and in return, they want you to help them. But that's what networking is. And in every single metro area, there'll either be a live networking meeting on a consistent basis, or there'll be a networking meeting held online. Right now, of course, we're doing them all online. But so these are all the networking things that are available to you through a membership in Executives in Motion.
Wow, that's great. I mean, so what you're saying is that you have not just the ability to do in-person networking, but online networking as well, and being able to use the membership directory. So
indeed,
I mean,
and there's a content library also that can be very, very helpful, and that's also something that's available to all the members of Executives in Motion.
Well, that's great. So, I mean, I know that there are a lot of tools that Executives in Motion has, Bob. Unfortunately, we're running out of time right now. I'd love to have you back at some point in the future. We could discuss some of the tools in a little more detail. But thank you very much for joining us, Bob.
Thanks so much, Alex.
All right. Well, that's the end of our show, and we look forward to seeing you again soon with our next episode. Take care.